This is Bronx Mike, and we are going to continue with our limbs. Our limbs development. All right, so here we go. All right, so let me see. Make sure I got everything up and running. Hold on a second. Give me 1 second. All right, just so I could get these chats up here. Make sure I can see them. All right, so last time we saw um last time we saw was let me see. Last time what we did was we did the sample, right? So the sample panels, but we need to add to the sample panel. The reason why we have to add to the sample panel is because we need a test results panel, right? So right now we don't have any, but I purposely left that out just to make sure. Well, let me see. Let me make sure I don't have any errors here. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna show you the sample panel, right? And on this, okay. So hold on a second. Give me 1 second. Okay. So we have our sample parent, and then we have our sample type, our sample window, which is here, and then we have our save. This is where we can see the actual sample. And then we're gonna go here, and then we have our edit, where we could edit our sample, and then we could have our audit trail and a chain of custody, right? Audit trail and change of custody. Audit trail. Now, audit trail, if you remember, is just the history of the sample, what happened to the sample, and the chain of custody is who's responsible for that sample currently. That's it, right? So we need to add another panel to this right here. So we could do that with our plugin, right? So we're just gonna say add new window. So the window was added, and then we could just say test results here, correct? And then we have our window. We could just make sure we test results, right? And then when we go back here, the buttons too. Nice vibe. Okay. All right, here we go. Excuse that. Test results. Okay. Test results, right? So that's our button, right? And we need to name that test results again. Test results. If these buttons are getting too big, you have a couple of options. What you could do is you could either make the window a little bigger or reduce the size of the fonts. I chose to make the windows a little bigger. Well, actually, no. Let me see. Is that working well? No, not really. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it save it. Okay, so I think we should make the button fonts a little bit bigger. And smaller. Sorry. Enable icon. No icons. We don't need icons for this stuff. You know, you already have it with a title, so they don't need icons. You could just turn off the icons here, right? And now we could actually fit all the buttons for that. Your other option is spacing and text size. All right, and you could do that as well. All right, so now we have some bugs that we got because I wrote the thing, and then our first bug is the event bus does not exist on the current context. See, as you see, things like this, right? It's easy to fix. What you do is just show content, and you just put in your namespace that you want to use, right? So we saved it here. Got our error list over here. Yeah, I believe it's the same problem. Let's load it up. Then we press build. Let's build. Oh, okay. We still got 4. Okay, this does not contain sample. Does not contain a sample type. I'm gonna say sample type name. Is it name? ID. Is it name? I think. Yeah, it's name. And then we have another one. We have 3 more errors. We'll find it right away. Okay, we got the sample event bus. So that needs to be namespaced. Right? Save it. Then move on to the next error, which is down here, as you see. And then you just say sample name. All right. All right. And then event bus. Again, you just got to add the namespace to it. Now, if you're like some people who needs to handwrite it, go ahead and handwrite it. It makes you feel better. Go ahead. You know what I'm saying? It makes you feel better. Go ahead and handwrite it and figure it out. But for me, I know what's the problem. It was a namespace problem, so that's what I'm gonna do. Okay. Now, also, if you use AI to boilerplate your code, boilerplate means just write most of the code for you, and then you just go in and adjust it and all that. You always got to double check because it will make mistakes. It's gonna make mistakes, like a lot of mistakes. It's great for an assistant. It's not great to replace you though. All right. So, all right. So I got that part. I got that part down. Okay, we got that part down, right? And now when we hit play, it runs. Correct? Now when we hit play, it runs. But there's an issue. We have to populate that panel now. Okay. So if you see here, our panel is not popular. Oh, it is populated, but it just copied over what the other one was. Okay. So basically, we're gonna back over here. It's just all it does is just copy what it was in this one to this one. That's what it was. Content. You want to get rid of this. You want to get rid of. We're gonna do it like we was gonna actually do it, build it ourselves. All right. So we have the test panel script. All right. So let me show you here. So let me see test results. Okay. So here we have the test results panel, right? That's what is gonna be here, and then the test results row, because we're following the same pattern that we did before. We're just having a list, and then we having a prefab for the list, right? And so the prefab for the list is gonna have columns. If you want to do that, well, I'm gonna show you. We're gonna do it straight from scratch, how we would do it, right? And then we have the test results model, the model that we're gonna use as a template to grab all the data from Supabase. Okay, that makes sense? Yes, no, copacetic. We're good. Okay, all right, all right. So we got it here, and then we're gonna go here. We're just gonna put in test results. Test results. Panel. Okay, so our panel is gonna need a enhanced scroller and so what we're gonna do is we're actually just gonna go copy and paste from the previous one, because this is how we, and we're gonna grab this right here, say copy, and we're gonna put this right here, and we're gonna put paste. Okay, and we're gonna make sure it's a parent, it's a child of the content, right? And then here we are gonna remove, yep. That's why I didn't attach any of the panels to the actual scroll, the enhanced scroll, because we're just gonna use it over and over again. If you don't want to do that, what you're gonna do is gonna say prefab, right? If you don't want to do that all the time, right, you can say prefab, and then then we put it on under the folder of prefabs, right? I'm just gonna highlight that and go here, right? So next time, all I have to do is scroll view. All I have to do is just go like this, and it's right there. Okay. Oh yeah. Just we're gonna make sure we're gonna be able to see this. So we're gonna go to manager, make sure it's all the way at the end, and this is how our panel is gonna look like. Now on here, I like to put on like a panel layout, a vertical panel, just so it could it could align everything correctly, the way I like it. You see what I'm saying? They just took over the whole thing. All right. Okay. And then this is problem down there. I don't know. I gotta figure that out. We're gonna figure that out. All right, but we're gonna fix everything later. We're gonna make it all look nice and pretty and all that cool crap. Okay. Oh wait, you're not there. You're here. All right. So what we have the test results. Okay. So let's make a prefab for the test results, right? So let's look at the test results. I don't know why I went there, but edit. Okay. So enhance scroller prefab, right? So we got to make sure we display everything that we want. Okay. So highlight color, test results, data, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So for the columns, this is going to be the actual columns, the test name, the results value, the unit, reference range, status, and flags test. Now down here, we're going to have the test result data, which is going to extend to what we want, because every sample type is going to have a different test type, and every test type is going to, it's going to get confusing. So basically we'll do it step by step, not to get confused. Even if you use a professional limbs, born to write limbs from birth, from your mother's canal, blah blah blah, you're still going to want to do things step by step. It's going to be confusing. You want to go through a checklist. Does that make sense? Okay. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns. Okay. And all of them are going to be text. All right. All right. So what we're going to do is just for hypothetical. All right. We're going to right click on here and we're going to go UI table layout. Remember, I downloaded this oh sorry, let me close this. Okay, remember I downloaded this plugin so so we can make it easier for us to build, right? So we had 6 columns, correct? So I'm gonna right click on here and I'm gonna go table layout and I'm gonna add a table. So we have number of rows is just 1, right? And then number of columns is just 6. Okay, then we're gonna add a table, right? And we can't see the table right now. Oh, I know why, because we can't see the table, but we'll just add this to the table. Layout element, and we want the width to be flexible. And then we want the height to be like this. Make it 50. Can you guys see that? Yeah, okay. All right, cool. So on row 1, we want test name, result, uni. Well, anyway, let's just do that. So we're gonna add text. That's all you got to do. Just for right now, just add text, right? Fix the styling so you don't have to keep fixing it all the time. Okay, and then we want it to be in the middle vertically and in the middle. In the middle horizontally and in the middle vertically. All right, and then we want to add maybe some margins for it to make sure it doesn't bleed out. Okay. And we got it, right? And just that's all you got to do. So then you go like this and you say copy component if you want to. If you don't want to, it's up to you. How your workflow does, how you do your workflow is fine. All right, everybody's different. I do it that way. Some people do I'll show you the other way that people can maybe do it. You see right here, you have this little thing that's called a select preset, and then you could do that, right? And you can save the stats like that. I mean the values like that as well. Okay, and so we got here UI text, right? I do it this way. It's just easier for me because I get confused, and that's what we do. That's how I do it. All right. Okay. So now we have here UI, boom, and then values, boom, right? So now, okay. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this in the prefab folder. I just want to double check, make sure we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, cool. All right, cool beans. Okay, so now we go to the prefab folder. Where's my prefab folder? Right here, right? And I'm gonna say test. Test results. All right. That way we don't get confused with what is and what is not. All right. And so what we're gonna do is gonna drag this and put it in here, and I'm gonna go test results row. Test results row. Right, prefab, just to make sure we know it's a prefab because it's blue, but just in case, it just makes it easier sometimes. And then we want to add a script to it, because remember the header is not going to be the script, and this just makes it easier because it just perfectly aligns everything with the columns. So we're going to say test results row view right here, because I wrote okay doke. You guys got it right? And then you want to double click it. Oh no, did I do here? Yeah, you want to double click here, and it looks weird here, but don't worry about it. It'll work out well. Hey, Jim Dandy, how you doing? Oh shit, pants. I don't know what you mean. I'm new to streaming, so I don't understand the emoji things too much. All right, so test results row view. All right, and then we just drag and drop. You may want to change the names to this because sometimes you get confused. So I got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's start from the back. 4, 5, and 6. Okay. All right. So that's it, right? So now we got our prefab with our row view, right? And so what you're gonna do here on the layout table. Okay. So you wanna on the prefab you wanna unpack everything completely because you don't want the header to be a prefab, right? So now we got that working. So now on the prefab view, what you want to do is drag and drop that oh no, oh, not on the view, on the yeah, there we go. You want to drag and drop this on the prefab right here, right? And on your scroller you want to drag and drop the scroller right here. That's it. We don't need this. I don't know why we keep doing that. Okay, sample parent window, which is the one that we have up here, right? This is just to get the current thing, and then the current sample, right? We got the poop emoji, we have the pants, and we have the question mark emoji. All right, let me look that up. Smiling Power Poo. Oh, okay. Did I poop in my pants? Oh. That was a funny one, Jim Dandy. All right. So let's go back. All right. So I think that should be it. Wait a minute. Should we add a load? Yeah, we add a loading indicator by doing right click UI, and I got, remember I got the plugins, so I'm gonna use the plugins for that, and we are gonna go spinner loading indicator, right? Feedback message. That's fine. We don't need it right now. Okay, and let's just make sure, double check everything is working correctly. Yeah, that should be good. All right. So now we go back here and we just reset this, right? And then we turn off this window and see if we could actually get some data. We're not going to get any data, but Hopefully we get some data. If not, what we're gonna do, we're gonna write a script for Supabase, and then we're gonna say, hey, just fill it up with random data. That's pretty much it. But I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna ask AI to do it. But it's a good idea to double check everything, and it's a good way to learning. Like if you don't, if you're a great front end developer, but you're not a great SQL script writer, that's a good way to learn. You know, I mean, you ask the AI to do something for you, and then you look at the code and give you a lot of sample code, pretty much. Chain and complexity, and the okay, we don't have anything, and my console says has an error. Test result panel on line 137. Okay, on line 137, we have an error. Okay, what's the error? All right, let's try one more time. Okay, let's close this out. So, oh, there go test results. Hey, we got test results, man. Did I remember to put in sample data? Yes, I did. Okay, so we got some test results. All right, and as you can see here, we didn't name the columns, so we don't know what the hell is going on. I forgot to name the columns. All right, let's name the columns. Okay, so column number 1 is test name, test name, test, right? And then we have results. Go here, results. Yeah, I'm sorry. I want to cover you guys up. Results, right? So I'm naming the columns results, right? And then we have unitext, unitext, unit. Okay, now, okay, so I put unit, and then we're gonna put in reference, right? Reference range, right? Now, in no way, in any way, okay, in no way is this comprehensive, all right? In any shape or form, all right? So, depending on what organization you want, I mean, you working for, you're gonna have different criterias, right? But the best thing to do is make it dynamic, right? So the best thing to do is, like, if you write a script and you know your column, I mean, you could derive the columns from that script when you get it, and then you dynamically make the columns. All right. Uh yeah, so that's the best way to do it if you really want to do that, but that's going to be some a lot of coding, a little bit of coding, not a lot of coding. But yeah, but I suggest you do it because that's what the customers are gonna want, and that's the most dynamic. But just remember, you're probably gonna get some bugs, and you gotta work it out. You know, so test it way before you ship it out. Okay, so here we go. So boom. Oh, let me press play. Shrink that up. Initializing. We go back up to the top. Ramirez, right? And test results. No test results for this one. They got some test results for this one. Okay, so now we have test, completed blood count, hemoglobin, and as you can see, we have dynamic text size, which is good. Now, if you wanted it all to be even, we could just shrink that up. Reference range to ref range. So we do here. Yeah, that way all the text stay the same size. Up to you. Again, it's up to you. If you right. Come on. Oh, I thought it was loading. Okay, so boom, 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 and yeah, you see some of them. Me rushing through, I forgot to capitalize some of them. So it's a, like I said, you're gonna have to go through some stages as being, we get the basic codes in there, we work out the bugs and all that, and then you probably have a UI person to that makes probably be yourself to make sure everything looks nice and neat and is makes sense. Like this, we shouldn't have like um shades, not shades, you know what I'm saying, different colors on that and all that. We shouldn't have that. It just confuses the person. So we had, so what's good about this though, you could say, hey, on test results you could put in a number right here and say, hey, you have some numbers that you haven't seen yet, and we could just look at it. You personally haven't seen yet as a user, right? But yeah, it looking pretty good. Now all the sizes of the text is the same size except for some of these, which is okay because tests are bigger. Tests are have different tests have different names or titles to them or designations to them. So it's going to be different sizes, okay? But again, it's depending what you're doing. The sample types, you could just, if you want it to be all the same name, they have to be within a certain character limit, or else it's just going to shrink or expand. All right. All right. So we got the test results done. Let's go through the code real quick, and that way we could see what's see. Okay, now that way we could see what's going on. All right. So basically on this one, if you hello, if you wanted to be able to click on a, let's say, a test, right, and you want another window to pop up, you what this data that's in here is what's going to be shown. So the data that's going to be here is, this script is test results row view, right? And you set the data, and then the result is, it goes to result data, and that's what you're going to display in the result data. Okay, so result data is just the test results, and the test result is the model that we created. Okay, the template model. Right? Does that make sense? Okay. All right, we're good. We're good. All right. So when we click on one of these and we go to test results, we have no test results for this one. And they say you want to click on this row right here, and then another window pops up with all the data. Well, we could do that later, but right now I want to show you the rest of the other code. Actually, we have plenty of time to do that, and we'll build it out together. Okay, good. All right. So then from this, okay, so we have, hold on. Okay, so we have the test results panel, which is what we attached here to the content, right? So whenever we open up a new test results pop up, okay? All right. And then we have to have the scroller, right? Which we did. We attached the scroller. We attached the scroller here. Where is it? Advanced scroller here. Okay. Um see. We don't need the display field. We could just get rid of that. I'm just gonna get rid of that. Because we could just tab to the next one and we forgot a value. All right. And then on enabled, you see how we subscribe to the sample row being clicked. And if that doesn't work, we also have a reference to the sample parent window. You usually wouldn't do that. I'm just doing it for development purposes and debugging purposes, just to make sure. Usually you just rely on the callback. Okay. And then we want to load the data. Once we make sure that that is referenced, we can want to load the data. Okay. All right. Then we got disable. We unsubscribe to the event, and on destroy, we destroy the we clear out the token. And then we have the refresh button, which when we click on it, it just refreshes. We could do that later. Display field. Oh yeah, I forgot. Do that. You don't need the display field here. Then we load the data. On show results, we load the data, fix the scroller horizontally. That's if you want to. You don't have to if you don't want to, but some people wants to go to the last row or the first row. So you can set that all the middle row, whichever one, wherever you want to do. Okay, low and display data, we did that. Okay, so boom boom boom, fix query, fix scroller hierarchy, show results by ID if you want to, load the data. We got a green squiggly line. I'll explain that later. You're supposed to do it in a wait, but since sometimes we do references, events, you can't really use that. It's hard to do it. And then we got our, okay, so this is what we get. We get our test results, boom, boom, right? And then we add it to the list, correct? Complete. Wait a minute, what's this? Is load data, yeah. Complete hemoglobin, complete load data. Oh, wait. Set data. Try to do get. So it's placeholder. Oh, it's just, oh yeah, this, I did it for just a demo. All right, so we want to do it so we're not doing just the test results from the demo. We are going to grab it from the test results service, correct? So this so following that pattern, we are going to build the test results service, okay? I remember I did that, so we make sure I made sure that we cover that. All right. So services, right here, we go to services, base service, sample, Supabase service, Supabase service. Okay, what was it? Sample service, right? Sample service, right? There we go. We have the sample service, all right? So we're gonna follow this pattern here, right? Get sample barcode by whatever, right? And then you're gonna write your queries here. All right, and then the queries are going to go through the graph services in itself. Okay, and so that's what we're going to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to, what was it, test results. Test results, panel, test results, row, view, and then test results. Okay, and now what was it that we did it? Okay, what time is it? Okay. Get sample by row. All right, so we are going to park this right here to the side, just so we could follow that example that we have. And then test results panel. All right, so I believe I wrote it. Let me find my thing. All right, so all right, so then let me see. All right, so how we getting data? Load data. Yeah. I don't know why we did. All right, so we gotta follow this data, this pattern. I'm sorry. So the pattern is this, right? So we so every table should get a, I forgot the name of that pattern. Every table should get a service, right? Just for it, right? Or if you have, like, let's say you combine tables and stuff like that, So that should be something like, let's say we have a patient sample. We need the patient, and then we need the patient, all of the samples connected to that patient. So what we do is we have a bunch of methods for it. Like we're gonna say, get samples per patient ID, or yeah, you see what I'm saying? Or we get all the patients associated with a sample type. Yeah, stuff like that, right? So you need to write, whenever you write a service, right? You need to write methods for it. Okay, does that make sense? Right? Oh, okay, all right. So yeah, let me see. I asked the AI to fix it for us, but I wanted just for brevity. All right, so we have the test results. Okay, so now we got the test service, right? But we also gotta make sure the test service is following the method. It is, right? Okay, so let's do this first, right? Mm. Okay, wait, it's loading up. Come on, come on. No errors. Okay. All right. So we have our sample bootstrap services. No, that's not it. Types, utility, forms. What did I put that at? I got too many folders. Menu data. You know what? I could find it easily with the bootstrap. And then that. There we go. Okay, so now we right click on here. And then we're going to say limbs, bootstrap, no, services. And that's going to be not a sample, a test service. There we go. Testings. Test service. But we'll go through service, and it's kind of critical. Okay, so we made the test service, right? All right, and then we got our global list right here, and then we just add it to this global list. Test service. There we go. It's there. Okay, so now let's look at the code for the test service, right? So now the test service follows a pattern that we have. We're allowing them to be scriptable objects. So it's just easy for us to share between um, scenes. Now, if they're not pertaining to that scene, then they won't be loaded in that scene. That makes sense, which saves a lot of memory, right? All right, so here we go. So we put this here so we could find them in that menu that we just did, like here. I'll show you. So you see right here, create limbs, services, test, right? And that's in here. See, that's where we designated how we're gonna find it in the list. Okay. All right. So let me see. Let me check something out first. We got two. We have two. And we have two. All right. So, and this is derived from the Bootstrap service asset, right? Correct? All right. So we built this up before in the previous videos. All right. And so this just gives it, you know, being a method that allows us to initialize on boot up. And that's the screen that you see every time I press play. And then we have an unload, right? So we go back here, We go back here, and then we get to the nitty gritty, right? We're gonna have, well, how we're gonna initialize it. We're gonna say, give it a name, priority, critical is false, but I set it to true because we do need it. We can't, critical just means try again and again and again several times. If it isn't critical, then we just skip it. And then we get the catalog async, right? Which is, I'm gonna stress this out, which is the actual query to the table that we need, which is the test table, right? We got the test name, and then you got to make sure you got these fields names right correctly, because if not, it won't work. It'll crash, not crash, but it'll tell you it's an error. You get an interception error. And then we, right here, which is we're using that service again to send the query. If it's response, and we're just testing to see if it's there or not. If it's there or not, then go on. Now we're going to create a test order if we want to, and then we also are going to get a test order if we want to, and then we also are going to have pending orders, which is, we're going to need that. Upgrade, yeah, whatever. And then we're going to start test performance. We're not going to testing test yet. And then we're going to search the test, and then we're going to get the results by the sample ID. This is what I'm saying. If you have to write methods that make sense, so it's quick and easy, but also have one method that's more abstract that will allow you to get stuff by sample ID, by the patient ID, by this ID. But it's good to just separate them and make them into different methods, right? That's how we make it concrete, right? Like here, right? This is the query. You get the test results where tenant ID is tenant ID. You know what the tenant ID is? Remember, every organization has their own data, but we're all sharing one big database. But at the same time, we separate everybody who doesn't want to be together. Remember, some organizations are going to want to share data between each other, and some are not. You may want to support that, or you may not. I suggest you support it. That way you have more value for your app. Okay? All right. And then, but also have good security, because if you're not, you're dead. Guess results by order ID async. And we're going to, and reason why you do that is because you might want to have a column that's or drop down that says by ascent or descending, and then you just reference these methods, and they'll get you that. And then you could create your own tests, which this is not going to be part. The sample scene just gets the test and display the test. You are not going to be able to manipulate any test from the sample scene. You'll only be able to do that on the test scene. Okay, does that make sense? Reason being is because you want to make it on purpose. You don't want people to do a test by accident. And also you make sure that your sample scene runs very smoothly and fast, so you don't have to fix it. Plus remember, the solid principle, singularity principle, a class should only do one thing, and we should do that. We should move that further. I mean, we should extend that ideal to the scenes as well. Okay. Verify test results asyncs. It's just make sure that, I believe this just makes sure that it's verify that final, boom boom boom, somebody verified it. Okay, all right, so now we got this done, it's working, and let's see how it works, right? Okay, we got any errors? No errors. All right, and then we go back here, and then we should be able to see, we are not, let me see if we got any data. I don't think so. If not, we'll ask the AI to make some data for us. Okay, so chain of custody, test results. We don't have nothing for this one. How about this one? Test results. No. Oh, already clicked on that. Nope, nothing has test results. Let me double check. All right. And in Docker, what's my Docker? Docker. Let me look at my website. Data. Test results. No, we have no test results whatsoever, but we did have that sample data, test orders. We have test orders and we have tests. Okay, let me just make sure you guys can see this. Window capture. Supabase. And then we are okay. Good, right? You guys can see it. There we go. All right, and then we're gonna make sure fit screen. Okay, there we go. All right, so here we go. All right, so we have our Docker Supabase here, right? And then we have the test orders. As you can see, we have the test orders, right? We have 2 test orders. We also got to make panel set. That's what we're gonna do on the activity and the recent queues and stuff like that. That's gonna be part of the queue. All right, and then we have our test results, which we have none. That's why we don't see nothing. But we saw a sample of how that works. So that's kind of cool. All right. Remember, we're not gonna make any tests from this the sample scene. The only thing that we're gonna do with sample scene, remember, singularity principle. We are just gonna display the samples and everything that has to do with the sample, but we're not gonna create tests. That's where we're gonna draw the line, right? We're gonna be able to see tests. We just won't be able to create tests from here or do any results from it, right? That's for another scene, and that has to tie to the some abstract. That's an abstract layer connecting to the machines that actually runs the test, right? We are not writing code for tests. That's for somebody else. All right, to do. Okay, make sense? Copacetic? Good. All right, so I downloaded all that. Okay, so now what was left to do was let me see what else is that to do. To-do list, to-do list, to-do list. Three panel fine. Purpose. We test results panel. Oh, the recent activity panel. Okay, the same thing. All right, but this time go here panel button. Okay, this time we are in recent activities. Okay, we're in recent activities. All right, I'm gonna take a break real quick. Give me one like 2 minutes to go to bathroom break, and I'll be right back. Hi everybody, I'm back. Hope everything went well. All right, so we're gonna use the same pattern that we just did. We're gonna do a panel, a row prefab, and a model with a service. That's basically it. That's all we're gonna do. Okay. Let me make sure we have. A, all right. All right, and so we got the rule. I don't like this. Okay, so what we're gonna do is gonna be tab content, recent activities. So I had the old list view, but again, remember I said we're not gonna use that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go prefab here, and we had our sample. What was it? View, right? List view, not list view. What was it? Scroll view prefab, right? Scroll view prefab. Where is it? I'll look it up. There we go. We have Crow, and then we want it to be where it again. The panel was. This is the panel. Panel filter. What is the tab panel? Recent activity. There we go. Want to put it under here, right? And then we want to make sure that it's a layout. We have a layout for it. Yeah, we do have a layout. Why can't we see it? Am I looking at it? Yeah, there we go. Oh, I know why. Okay. Recent activity. Oh, okay. Layout. Vertical layout group. That's weird. Let me see. That's weird. Vertical layout group. Oh, there we go. Because I had to fix this. That's why. Okay, now we got it. All right. All right, and then we got that done. Right. Okay. All right, and so now we want to put the recent activities here. Right. Oh, sorry. It's working. Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm making sure you guys can see. All right. Sometimes I do make mistake. I'm new to streaming, so yeah, it's still working. Oh, okay, there we go. All right. So it's the same. Oh, wait, not that. Okay. All right. So test service. So we're gonna. It's just the same recent recent activities panel view, right? And then we gotta look at the. Okay, recent activities. Prefab, right? Panel, and this is the row view. Let's look at the row view. See what columns we need. Again, we only need 1, 2, 3, 4, right? 4 of them, right? So what we're gonna do is gonna go here, do that again. Make sure we on the prefab. We're gonna do recent activities folder. Did I spell that right? Make sure it's here. There we go. All right. So now, what was it? 4, right? 4? Yeah, 4. So now we do the same thing as we did before. We go over here, content, and then we just do a table layout, new table layout, and we need 1 row and we need 4 columns. All right, just do the same thing. and then we just name it recent activities row review prefab. All right, OT, you don't have to make it that big, but I did. All right, so now we have the cells and we do the same thing, same boring thing, you know. Um, again, you could also just grab a prefab that you did before and shorten it out, but you know, I'm just going through this just to go through the motions so I could show you guys. Okay, so we got here, vertical, I mean horizontal, vertical, and then some margins so we don't bleed out the column. Why is this why is this why is this not changing? All right, now that's weird. All right, I'll fix it later. Copy component. All right, then we do this again. Copy component. Do this again. Oh, I know why it's not doing it. I know. So we gotta put a layout element. That's gonna be width. It's gonna be the whole thing, and the height is gonna be 50. That's why I wouldn't do it. Yeah, I bet you're doing that. No, I won't do it now. Ah, come on, man. All right, we just do that. Let's just finish it. All right, and then paste, and then we'll go here again. Do it again. Okay, and then we do paste. All right, so we got that done. Now we're gonna make that into a prefab. All right, we're gonna. Oh, okay. I know what I did wrong. All right, that's fine. Okay, I guess I'm getting tired. All right, so prefab, you unpack that completely, and we're gonna move this prefab to up here first. There we go. All right, now we get the margins. I bet you we get the margins. Top. Yep. See bottom. All right. So then we copy that component, paste it so we don't have to write it all the time. And of course you could just do. I'm sorry, I looked at the camera. Of course you could just do prefab all you want all day. Oh man, I forgot. Sorry, folks. I had it covered. So yeah, we did the same thing. We dragged and dropped it here to make it a prefab. Then we got to add a script to it, which was row view, right? Correct, right? And then we just double click here. Hey, Lady Rain, how you doing? Hey, I'm gonna subscribe to your channel soon. All right, at the end of the month. So sorry about that. Okay, and then you just drag and drop these things here. Yeah, don't worry. Take your time. You're always welcome. Right? We're done here. All right, and so. All right, so sample scroll view. What's it? Prefab. Yeah. Okay. So then we have recent activities. The scroller. We need to add the scroller. We need to add the row prefab. Right. Don't worry about everything else. That's fine. You may want to do a loading indicator, which is a good idea now, so you don't forget. Let me see the indicator. Nope, don't have it. So we just add it here. Evo, spinner, radio. Turn that off for now. Right? Am I correct? Okay, so then we do layout because we have it under layout element and just ignore it. And then height and width, you just make it 100 by 100. And then you drag and drop it to the recent activities. You drag and drop that to where you needed it. Loading indicator. Okay. Now let's test it out and see if we got it working. All right. I like to start from the very beginning, so I'm gonna just change it from here. It's loading, it's loading, it's loading. You don't see the loading thing, loading indicator. Okay, we got 13 services now, right? And then we're gonna go here. Okay, recent activities. There we go. All right. In the queue. Now we got to fill up the queue, right? Which is cool. It's just recent activities. That's all you're seeing. So let's just fix that header so we know what we're talking about. Where's the headers? Where's the headers? There we go. I'm gonna say header. I'm gonna call this header so we don't get confused. Header, right? Okay. So now we have what we have. We have 4 timestamp, description, and timestamp, time, description, description. Okay, and then we got user text and sample, right? Sample barcode, user text and barcode, and then barcode. Okay, so I want to make sure that we're doing the right sample for it. Ah, there we go. Gotta get rid of that. Okay. All right, we got rid of that. That's a problem with free prefabs. You gotta make sure you do it right. All right, so that's right, and then we have our recent activities. That's that. That's that. Scroller. That's our scroller right there. That's our recent activities, and let's see if it works. Right, it's loading up. Loading up. Okay, recent activities. Oh, none, which is good. Failed to load. Okay, why are we have I looked at it. We have a reason why we don't have it is because we have a limbs event bus recent activity panel. Okay, so we have this load data, activities data. All right, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna put a stopper right here, press attach to Unity, and then we could try to figure out what's going on. We debug it, okay? All right, wait until it's working. So sorry, you don't see the indicator, but I do. All right, so we do this again. Come on, you could do it. Hopefully it didn't crash. Yeah, it crashed. Let me stop it and try it again. Okay, yeah. Wait a minute. Recent. Okay, we didn't make the recent activity. That's why. Services. What was it? Okay, we here, right? Scriptable objects. Stop now. That's why we didn't. So we want to do is not that one. What we do, we want to make sure we have. Oh wait, let me download that. Let me. Come on. So create. We go down to limbs. That's what we set it for. Services, and we are doing the recent. Patient history service, activity service, right? There we go. Activity service. Service, right? Yeah, we don't have an activity service. We need to add that to the global list, which we make a global. Make sure we don't have an activity service. No, we do not have an activity service. That's why we didn't get any data. So we got to add the activity service. We're just doing that for right now. Then we have to do the queue service, right? But do we have a queue? Oh, okay. All right. All right. So then we have queue services. We should have a queue service. Patient activity. Let me see. Oh, sorry. All right. So let's just finish that. Okay, so that should work for right now. Let's go. Okay, boom. Shrink this down. And then we should get our queue service. Remember, software engineering is kind of boring. We have to like over and over again test and stuff like this. Is just preliminary. We haven't even done real testing yet. Let me see. Make sure there's no errors. Okay, and we have history log timestamp. Oh, okay. So a timestamp. You have an error here. It says it doesn't. So we're not crashing now anymore. Thank God. Because we didn't have a history set. But we don't have history log by timestamp. Okay, so what we gotta do, we just gotta go over here, go to the history log. Do we have a timestamp field? Operation changed by. No, we don't. We're gonna go instead of timestamp, we're gonna do created at, which is here. At, make sure we spelled that right. Yeah, created at. Yep. Timestamp, created at. Now it should work. Okay. Let's see. Again, you always gotta look at your console for errors, warnings, and all that kind of stuff. Warnings are some warnings you can't do nothing. It's got to do with the plugin, so it's a DLL. All right, everything seems to be working. Loaded. Okay, we got here user ID. Man, I gotta make sure I do all those. See, user ID, patient ID, record ID, tenant ID, table name, record, changed by. I'm gonna say changed by because we have a change by. All right, cool. All right, so we go over here, back over here. We go back to it. What is it? User ID? Escape logger. Okay, so that's user ID. User ID. Now we don't need it. All right, it's not there. All right, let's try it one more time. One more time. We make mistakes like this all the time, so it's nothing new. You just gotta go through it. You know, the more hours you log coding, the more mistakes you make. Anyway, how was Lady Rain? How was your yeah, what happened to your mall adventure? All right. Username. What the? All right. Oh God, not this again. There we go. All right, so we got a problem with the history log, which it says there is no username. Let me double check on that. History log, history log, history log. Do we have a column with a username? Table name, no. Change name, no. Change by name. User agent. I'm gonna say change by name. Change by name. Name. Did I spell it correctly? Yes, I did. All right, so okay, do we have a okay, let's just double check everything. Do we have an ID? Do we have an ID column? Yes, we do have an ID column. Do we have a table name column? Table name, right? Do we have let me double check everything. Do we have an operations column? No, we don't have changes. I'm gonna change that to operation to changes. Changes. Right? That's the history log, right? History log, yes. Do we have a record ID? Yes, we do. Okay, change by name, created at. We have a created at. Yes, we do. I remember we have that created at. Yes. Do we have an old data? Old data, old data, old data, old, new data. Yes, we do. Do we have a new data? Yes, we do. Do we have changes? Yes, we do. Do we have IP address? Yes, we do. Okay, now it should be, now it should run. Now it should run right. Make sure I changed it, made the changes, save all. Press the wrong button. Save all. All right. Come on, Nikas. All right. All right. So now we go here. We go here. Come on. Change by name. Yes, we do have a change by name. I must have misspelled it. Changed. Oh, changed. I'm an idiot. Sorry about that, folks. One more time. All right, we're loading up here. These could be a little bigger because let's see. Okay, we're loading up here. Hopefully we got all the column names correct this time. There we go. So we got the recent time. The times aren't showing up though. I wonder why it wasn't showing up. Let me see. Let me look at the yeah, we have time created at. Okay, so maybe it's not going to the right. Let me double check here. Barcode. And then we have recent activities. Panel. Recent activity panel. Alright, so then we have in destroy, load data here. And then activities, we go here. No activities, no activities. Oh, because we had to change the models too. That makes sense. Activity item, ID, timestamp. It's not timestamp. It is going to be called, what is it created at? Right? Am I correct? Yep, created at. Yep, it's going to be created at. Uh-huh. Make sure we ain't got no errors. We do have an error. Created at. There we go. Created at. Created at. At. So we get the created at. Let's just rename it created at. How's that? Yep, we got it. Perfect. Any other errors? No other error. And yeah. There we go. Any other errors? So we're looking for the errors here because we changed the name for create at because there is no timestamp. So we have to fix it. So right now it's loading up. You can't see it because of my screen, but it's loading up. Oh wait. I'm sorry for that. You guys didn't see. There we go. Come on, load up. It's loading up. All right. So now we should see the time on the column. Okay. Loading up all the systems. There we go. 1 day ago. There we go. We got it. Perfect. We don't have the user, but it's the same thing. All right. So the user, go back to it. Let's go fix the user. The user should be created by, right? Am I correct? Created by, where's that? Okay. Tenant ID. Oh, table name. Record. Oh yeah, we do have an operation. I fucked it up. Change by. Oh, most of them are all. Oh no, that's why we're not seeing it. Okay, so we know it's working. It's just no. All right. So data, new data. Okay. So it's work. So now we see our recent activities. So what people want to see is the recent activities. Reason why I put recent activities is because when people first come in there, be it a lab tech or a doctor, they're gonna go in there and says, hey, what new samples are we working on? So they go here. That's the dashboard. That's the sample dashboard. That's the sample types. Actually, we should put that down below because we're not gonna really do this. You're not really gonna edit this all the time. We got the recent activities, which is a day ago. Hey, I looked at this sample. This been there for like 10 days. Hey, who's doing this? Who's doing? And you can see the user is responsible for it and the barcode and all that. All right, and now we're gonna go to the queue, and the quick action is done. We're gonna go to queue. Once we finish with the queue, we're gonna fix everything to make sure everything's nice and pretty. Good sizing, good font, good colors, and then we're gonna export it to WebGL and put it up on the website somewhere, my personal site, and then that way investors could look at the stuff and all that. But we need to set up WebGL. We need to set up what else? We need to set up. We need to set up Supabase online, and then we need to, after those things are done, we need to do some testing, and then we can move this onto the website. Okay. We could also use some um, dictionary assets, so we could make the footprint smaller, and that way it fits on the website, a website. Okay, does that make sense? We're good. We're good. Yes. Yes. No. Yes. Okay. So let's finish with the Q. Let's see. We look for Q. Oh, sorry. Gotta make this smaller. Okay, so we have Q row view, Q panel. Okay, so we're gonna go over to here, and we're gonna go to the Q panel, which is the last, not the last, second to last. Nope, that's not what I want. Yeah, that's what we do. That's what we want. Yeah. Okay, Q panel. Q. There we go. We don't want that. We want so row view. There we go. I'm gonna put scroll view down here somewhere under the prefab. Come back. Get rid of this. You don't need that no more. For this, remove that, and then here on the scroll view, you want that to have the Q panel. Panel view, right? Boom. All right. So now we gonna attach the scroller to it, which is that one, and now we need to make the prefab, right? So in the prefab, you're just gonna look at the Q. Q. That's the model. This is the panel. This is the Q sample row view. Okay. So now we double click on that. Okay, so what we need, we need how many columns we need? We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 columns. Okay, we scroll that down a little bit. 7 columns. So we go down here, and we're just gonna right click on anywhere. Doesn't matter. Table layout. Add new table. How many we needed again? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7. So one row with 7 columns. Right? Again, very easy to do. Then we want the table layout width. It's a flexible width, but we want the height just to be 50. Okay. We want the Q. We're gonna put this on top here. Panel filter right here, and then we're gonna put the Q, and we're gonna do a layout, vertical layout, right? Group. We want it to be like this and like that. There we go. Now the same as before. Table layout. We're gonna do Q row view. Q row view prefab. Right? And what time is it? All right. I'm gonna take a quick break. 2 minutes. Okay. Thank you, folks. My throat is dry. I gotta get some water. All right, everybody, I'm back. All right, sorry for the loud voice. Okay, so we did that with the what we was doing. Okay, the cube prefab. All right, we're gonna make that to a prefab real quick. All right, so we're gonna make another one. We're gonna say Q because we want to separate that. Because if not, it'd just be full of junky. All right, that's there. All right, but we're gonna undo that. Well, actually, no. Okay. Row, cell. We're gonna do right. Just do that. We're gonna make it's the same pattern as before, which is good. The reason why you want all of them to have the same pattern is because it'll be easy to debug, right? And then you're following the same pattern. So, all right. And then let me see this. Okay, so I'll fix one, and then I'll be able to fix all of them. Okay, so we're gonna do vertical, horizontal. Then we go 5, 5. No, that's 2. I did I press 2, 2, 2, 2. All right. So then we just copy and paste. Now paste. Okay, so now almost there. All right. So then we. Oh, that looks weird. It looks weird. Did I paste it right? No. There we go. Oh man, I forgot to change the fonts on all of them. All right. So let's fix the fonts. Uh, Roboto. Yeah, Roboto looks much better. No, Roboto bold. There we go. So then we say copy component, paste, 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 and then paste, and then paste. Told you, software development, it's tedious. All right, so this save this as a prefab again, unpack as a prefab, and then rename this as a header. All right, and then all right, and then we got a scroll view, which is the enhance, right? We got the sample already there, and then we're just gonna go here with it. Row prefab. Come on. Oh, because we gotta add the script to it. Okay. So Q row prefab view, and then oh yeah, we gotta assign all this stuff too. And then we want to assign it. If you make a mistake, it's fine. Just go back. That's why you have all this abstraction. You know that is to save you. Sometimes let's just go 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. 4. Okay. All right. And so now we could go back and assign this Q. What was it? Q right here. All right, and assign this right here. And row height, I did 50. Max samples is 5. Whatever you want to do. Filters, you could just do all this later if you want. Okay, so let's start from the beginning and see what we got to fix. We're going to find bugs and all that. So we got the samples done. We got the sample types done. We got the recent activities. And then for the, do we have anything wrong with it? Yeah, we do. Sample type name not found in sample. Okay, so we got to go back. Sample type name. Q panel. We gotta go back to the Q panel. There we go, Q panel. Come on, come on. All right, so we here. So, where is it? Let me see. Where is it? Where's the problem? Q panel. All right, fail to sample type name. Right, sample type name. Well, you're right. And Q and we are getting it from what table? We are getting it from samples. Samples. Q. Okay, samples. Sample type name. Okay, so then we go over here. Sample. Sample type name. We got patient ID, patient name. We have created an ad, tenant ID, description, collected at, sample name. No, we don't have sample type name. We have to do another one. We have sample name. Yeah, let's do with that. Yeah, sample type ID. Okay. All right, and then the sample type. Let's do that. Sample name. That's a go. Sample name. That's a goal. All right. Let's see how that works now. All right. Loading up, loading up, loading up. So that's the last part we need to do for like the major listings. And then we could just work on the AI, the UI, just to make it look nice and neat. And then we could code review, make sure everything's nice and neat in there too. Everything makes makes sense, and there's no potential follow-ups. It's still loading. Yeah, you can't see it. Yeah, it's hard. The screen doesn't show it. There we go. Okay, so oh, it's loading again. There we go. Okay, we got that's working. That working. That works. There we go. Beautiful, right, folks? Beautiful. So it's a queue. This is what. So basically, oh, we gotta fix the headers, right? So basically, now, oh, cool. So now you go like this, you can see everything. All right. Okay. So let's fix the header designations, and then we're done with that. All right. So that's gonna be. Hold on a second. Emma. Edit script. Oh, we didn't need to see it. Okay, we have barcode. Barcode. We do it this way. Barcode text. Code. Patient. Sample. We're just gonna say type. And then status. And then priority. Then we got received. Hope I spelled that right. Received, yeah. No, I didn't. And then wait time. All right. So we fixed the headers, designations, and that should be it. Like I said, you should actually make this dynamic. Create the columns with the names on it, and then yeah, it'll make more sense instead of us doing it by hand all the time. But you know, and there we go. Barcode, patient, type, received, priorities, normal thing. And then we click on it. It comes up again. Great stuff. Priorities, normal. And then we could fix the. So right now is hardly any coding right now, right? A little too sensitive here. I should make it. We should double click. We should be able to double click. And also when we close it, we should automatically move this stuff here to the first column. Well, it's okay. Right, and then we got the quick action buttons here that we're gonna do for just a sample. All right, all right. So now let me take a quick break. I'll be right back. I'm gonna get some water. Thanks. Be right back. So far our stuff is looking great, and we'll cover everything else. All right. Hold on a second. Be right back. All right, folks, I'm back. Okay, so far what we got our sample views. We'll go through this real quick. Okay, look at it at the point of view of the user, right? We're here. All right, folks, I'm back. Okay, so far what we got. Okay, sorry, it was an echo. I put it on mute. Sorry about that, folks. All right, so we have a sample, right? Can we search for a sample via barcode patient type status? Let's see. All right, barcode. Gonna say SMP. Does that work? No. I thought that was working last time. Let's see. That works, right? Status, pending status. That's okay. We filter by pending status. Received, we filter by that. Process, we filter by that. Completed, okay, we filter by that. Let's go all status. Now I just want to see the help. There we go. Oh, there we go. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful. I wasn't working before. SMP. SMP. No. SMP. See, we found a bug. We'll fix that later. Oh no. Okay. We got 2-0. Oh, because help is still part of SMP. Okay, we're gonna do Ashley. Let's look. There we go. We got Ashley King. We just want to do blood. Type. We can't do that by type, but we can do that from here. Blood, urine, just blood. Which is yeah. Okay, everything's blood, urine. That's weird. We gotta double check all these things. All right, clear filters. Nope. No. Oh, because we click on all types. There we go. Oh, nope. Not working. No. Priorities working. Yeah. That's working. All right. So then we got the date from. I just want to go up to 1/8 okay, 1/8/2026. Okay. 2026 1/8/16. Is that working? Nope. 1969. Oh, no, this is gonna take a long time. We gotta figure out how to fix this stuff. So we got some modifications to make sure it's working. All right. We gotta go through that. All right. So now we're gonna go to sample test. I need to add a new sample type. We don't have that yet. We gotta add. We could add a new sample. We could add a patient. This got Ashley King. Sample type. Normal. Urgent. Dr. Dweeby. Right. Scroll down. And then create. All right. And that hooks up too. Okay. Okay. So we need to add a window to create a sample type. All right. All right. We don't have those samples. This is recent activities just now. Great. It's working. As you saw, we just created a sample and we need to add the user. All right. We're going to make sure the user is there. Something's wrong with that. Okay. So now we got recent activities, which was normal, 55 days. Wait time, 55 days. Let's just make sure we could scroll down. Processing, received. This is just sample data. Yeah, okay, cool. Cool. Yeah, that's working properly. Is it? Barcode, sample ID. Oh, no, but it's not working properly. Okay, we got to double check with that. All right, and then we got that. All right. Okay, folks. Okay, so anything else we need to work on? Yeah, we need to debug all this out because we went really fast to try to finish. We have to look at the sample pattern UI, and we got to make sure everything's working properly. What else is there? At the headers, and I think that's it. What do you think, Lady Rain? Are you still alive? No? Yes, no? I figured out social stream, this thing here, social ninja stream, so I could put all the Kick, Twitter, and YouTube all together, uh, which will help me. As you can see, is kind of cool, right? And then yeah, that's it. Now, is there anything else anybody wants to see in the sample scene? Does anybody in the audience into limbs uh, 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 have to use it at work? Is there something you want to see on just the scene, on just the sample scene? Okay, I'm just throwing that out there. See if you guys could figure it out. What you guys want is what you guys want. All right. Is the UI okay? Is it? So basically, what you got to do is you got to make sure that the actions are no more than 2 or 3 clicks away, and I believe we did that. Let me see. Just run this. It's just loading. All right. So on the left hand side, you see on the left hand side here. Sorry about that. On the left hand side, right, we got all the major components, right? So we have the sample types, recent activities, and queue, and then the quick buttons, and we also have you could also have the quick buttons be a pop-up if you want, if you don't want that extra tab here. And then hold on, give me a second. All right, and then so hold on a second. Mm-hmm, 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 mm-hmm. Oh, all right, give me 1 second, folks. I take a break real quick.
Your call has been forwarded to the voicemail for Erica.
All right, I'm back. Okay, so let's take a look at this real quick. All right, so we get the sample, we got the sample types, we got the. All right, you as a limb user, which would what would you like to see first when you go on the dashboard? The sample or the recent activities? That's what you gotta access. We may put that in the player preferences, and then people could just do their preference, right? Uh, uh, Switch how they want it, right? So then we have here, or they maybe want to do the see the queue. Some people just want to see the queue. This is too sensitive. We need to make that double click. All right, so we got here. So let's go to the prefabs. Where's the prefabs? Prefabs, right? Okay, so this sample search. Make sure we get the right prefab. Scroll view. So if you want to move this to the other, you can. If you don't have to. But the sample row right here is the prefab right here. Right, and then we have a button on click. I think we're gonna do on. Let me ask the AI. Let me look up. I'm just asking on button. We need to double click because sometimes this is just annoying. Like here, right? Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. So we look up the on click. Set data. Display data. Event bus. Click. Yeah. All right. We'll on click data. Double click. All right. So double click actions. All right, folks. I'm kind of exhausted. Got 8 more minutes. We can make it 9 more minutes. Come on. This just takes too long, especially when you're in debug mode. It just takes forever. Okay. Let's see. All right, let's run it one more time. Click once. That's good. Let's see. There we go. Double click. Good. So now we could scroll and double click. All right. Scroll, double click. Are we getting the? Are we getting the actual data? Basic metallic. Edit. Lisa, yeah, we are getting the actual data. All right. So you see things like this, we got to change like the letterings off or something like that. But it looks good. It looks good. All right, folks. I think oh yeah. Okay, I see what's going on. All right. So this is kind of ugly because you got to make sure on Q, right? Let's do Q first, right? You got to make sure that that row is the right height. And so we got the recent activities, the rows. It's 50. It's 50. And then type search. That has to be row height. I think it's 50. All right, let's see how that looks now. You try to put it, if you want to, you could set that setting on the database. So you have a table that says settings, and it'll do all that for you, right? So that looks good. That looks better, yeah. Yeah, this looks much better, right? And then we also have a setting on here that says spacing in between row height is 50. Then pending toggle. Okay, we gotta fix it. So next time we'll come back, we'll fix all the what's it? The filtering, the UI, and make sure all the bugs is fixed and all that. All right. You're always gonna have bugs, but if you make it really, really simple, your job will be much more simple. Just remember, it's just a CRUD program. We are just sending and receiving data back and forth. That's all we're doing. All right. So I'm gonna leave you guys off today, and see you later. Have fun. Bye bye. Mm-hmm.